Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Sith Justice Warriors podcast. We decided to take a break last week given all the things going on in the world. Our thoughts go out to everyone during these crazy times, and we do hope you are all safe and well. Today, I am joined by Princess Lumpia and Darth Sirius.
Hey
guys.
Hey, so let's just get to a quick topic here as we return. And I think what we're talking about here is something that piqued Lumpia's interest. So take it away.
Yeah, and it's something on the positive side since, like, with everything going on, the thing we have to look forward to is that most places are moving from whatever phases they fall in the areas that are surrounding where we live. People are moving from red to yellow, which is supposedly going to allow a little bit more social interaction among people, still with rules and regulations, but for the purposes of our own safety and health. And so I just thought we'd talk about just like the positive, which is movie season coming, and it couldn't come anytime sooner if theaters do open and things, start to move into the greener phases of wherever people live, and you can go back to the theaters and we're not stuck at home. We can enjoy a meal with family and friends at a restaurant, and celebrate things together with the people that we care about and love. So that being said, I saw this article on Vulture, and that I thought was interesting because it had a really great, concise list in alphabetical order of a lot of the movies that were impacted by the coronavirus and their new release dates. Of note, I really wanted to focus on a lot of the big summer hits that we were anticipating. Actually, there would have been a Memorial Weekend blockbuster sweep. Then you've got the July 4th, and then you've got like towards the holidays, right? Because we're going to time this when people are going to be likely in a movie theater. And one thing of note was, sadly, because of coronavirus, a lot of the Marvel films, which we would have been and I know we talked about this before, we would have been the first ones to be sitting in Morbius or watching the next Venom, Black Widow. There was supposed to be, was it Doctor Strange or what was supposed to, the Eternals?
Yeah.
So all of those got pushed out, some into like the following year, some even further out into another 2 years. And so the only Marvel movie that will be airing this year, if things go back to quote unquote normal, is Black Widow, because everything's been pushed out. So the blockbuster Marvel, typical year of Marvel movies is gone. I think Black Widow still has some legs, but it's been a long time, since the last Avengers movie and this movie. The other thing to note was F9 is being pushed out. I'm really upset. It's being pushed out further to next year. I was looking forward to the F9 of the Fast and Furious series.
Wait, are we sure that that's Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
I think so, right?
Yep, it is. Okay. The one with Han. Han was supposed to be coming back, and now we have to wait. We have to wait another year.
Okay.
And then lastly, really, besides all of that, if you think about it from a blockbuster perspective, July 4th weekend supposedly has the Gru movie, the Minions Rise of Gru movie, which I think will be good for kids. All of the Mission Impossibles were pushed out as we go down to M. Mulan is really the one movie that really starts the summer season, which is interesting because of all the feedback we were getting from that movie when it was first in its initial trailer phase. And so I don't know. I don't know if this is the right movie to lead with Disney, but this is what we are going with for July 24th. And then, as I scroll down the rest of the list, No Time to Die, which got pushed out to the November timeframe around the holiday for Thanksgiving, makes sense to me. Shang-Chi was pushed out. Shazam 2 was pushed out. Thor was pushed out. Top Gun Maverick makes perfect sense to me in a December time slot around Christmas. The rest, untitled movies. Venom, I'm sad that it was pushed out.
Me too.
The last, and Morbius was pushed out as well, but Wonder Woman is the next big summer blockbuster movie that will be out there. So, again, I'm not sure how the movie season's going to go for the summer. Usually that's when the big blockbusters happen. Wanted to get your thoughts, and I'll start with you, Sirius. Any thoughts around kind of what I just went over, or just anything that you're looking forward to, or anything that you wish that they might change the timing if things are better?
I mean, like, out of the list, I mean, obviously the three that came to mind were Morbius, Venom 2, and Black Widow. I find it kind of interesting that they pushed Black Widow so far out, but yet they kept Mulan. Like, me personally, I probably would start with Black Widow because there's already a Mulan out, so it's not like people don't know what the story is going to be, based on. So I feel like in order to reduce the gap, I would probably want to release Black Widow before Mulan. But like I said, that's just my personal preference.
Yeah.
I mean, Morbius and Venom 2, they weren't going to come out until later in the year of 2020. So either way, I would have had to wait towards the end of the year. So now it's just the beginning of 2021. So that's not a really big deal, for me. Other than that, I mean, personally, like, I don't really care for Mulan. I never hated it, but it was just never my cup of tea. Like, especially when it comes to like when I think of Disney movies, like me personally, like my three favorite Disney movies were always Aladdin, Lion King, and Beauty and the Beast was also one of my favorites as well. I mean, Mulan was just kind of like in the middle for me. But out of all the other movies, I mean, Wonder Woman, I definitely want to check out and see. But yeah, it's just that the Mulan and Black Widow thing like really confuses me a little bit. I would have thought that they would have wanted to put Black Widow, out there, especially for like, I mean, either way, it has, a female lead. So like whichever direction they wanted to go, I mean, you could technically go with either or, but.
And maybe July is aggressive. I don't know. And maybe that's why they put Mulan ahead, because it's aggressive time frame. What are your thoughts, Phan?
For me, well, we're talking about Mulan with July.
Well, in general, I was just adding to what Sirius said of maybe the reason to put Mulan ahead is that in the event that they need to push it back because it's aggressive timing. But so what are your thoughts around just everything?
I think that the industry is leaning on how successful is Disney. So it was either a Marvel movie or Mulan. I was surprised they didn't capitalize on the Marvel movie momentum, given that I'm hearing that Mulan's not as memorable as the like, in a sense that it's not going to be as memorable as like Wushu, for example, is not going to be there. It's a bit more serious, and in reality, it's going to honestly follow a typical kung fu. Like, it's going to be like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Like, Disney's going to be so, unique about the diversity of it all. But that being said, I think they think Mulan is safer. I just am not. I wouldn't be surprised if this is kind of trying to hit a home run and you end up getting a single. I don't know how else to describe it. It's not going to do poor. It's not going to lose money. I just think Mulan's the way the way they approached retelling Mulan in a live action format. I mean, for me, I've seen a lot of kung fu flicks. Mulan was fine in the very light tone, and we've got to make it. It really, if you look at the trailer, it feels like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or the House of Flying Daggers.
Yeah,
and so to make that what is the date? Sorry, July 24th. If that's really like the first movie, it's kind of a weird one. It doesn't feel like a summer movie. Like to me, a summer movie is actually this one, Top Gun.
Yeah.
This is like the perfect summer movie. It's got explosions. It's got, bravado, but it's going to be in December. And honestly, it's kind of a weird spot for Top Gun, given that it was all in this like scenic areas that I know there was a mountain with snow, but it was kind of more of it just felt summery, they recreated that volleyball scene with, I guess, a beach football scene. You know what I mean?
Danger zone. It's danger.
Yeah. When you go to you take the highway to the danger zone, it's got to be summer, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was weird. I didn't realize that this Uncharted movie
I just saw that. You know what? I just was about to ask you, did you know there was an Uncharted movie?
All the
Who
last
the hell is Uncharted? Is it Nathan Fillion?
No, it's not. As far as I know, it's not. So I was actually surprised that this was actually slated. So I'm not sure. I don't know if it could ever. In my mind, it's Nathan Fillion, but or what's his name? Troy Baker. Is that the voice actor's name? Anyway, I don't know how that's going to work. If it's going to be Mark Wahlberg, that's what I'm hearing. Like Wonder Woman is a perfect summer movie, and I'm glad it's still in the summer time frame in August. It's also a good summer movie Mission Impossible is also
of course, yeah.
But it's in a weird spot. But then again, that's in the...
They had to push it out, yeah. It was supposed to come out, I guess, back to back.
And then I'm going to touch on Universal in a bit, but the other one that I'm surprisingly is this movie, In the Heights, because I watched a play production of this one and it was actually very good. That's my wife's favorite play, to be honest. Lin-Manuel. So I know, because it's Lin-Manuel, everyone, their mother and their intellectual friend is going to talk about how great it is, because Alexander Hamilton, everyone suddenly jumped on the bandwagon, even though we knew about that when it was off Broadway.
But In the Heights was before Hamilton, right?
Exactly. But that's my point, is that this is going to be the new big thing, even though you and
it's like so old. You go, if you're a theater goer, then you know about it.
Yeah. So I'm glad they kept it in a summer. This is a perfect summer movie because the whole theme about it is in a summer. But again, this is not geeky type of thing, but this is actually one of the movies I was actually interested to see. But I'm glad it's in a summer, but it's disappointing it's the next summer. I didn't realize that Ghostbusters Afterlife got basically pushed out. What's that?
Another year?
9 months ish. F9. So this is what I wanted to talk about, because I think Disney. You both nailed it on the head with Disney, but like F9 and the Gru thing.
Yeah.
I feel like these movies are basically done, but I feel like Universal is trying to figure out how to show them, given that a lot of was it AMC, and then was it Royal or Regal?
Regal. Yeah.
Yeah, they also banned Universal too. So I'm kind of trying to figure out. Is that what it is? They're trying to figure out how to get over that. They're just going to let it.
This chicken game.
Well, technically, it's like having two cars in Fast and the Furious play chicken with each other. You know what I mean? When I forgot what Fast and Furious they were going at each other and they were playing chicken. They were just waiting to see which one would play chicken and swerve off. I digress. I'm interested because those are the two like kind of big movies, and they got pushed basically almost a year. And I think I'm wondering if they're just trying to see if the whole blowback and backlash from the movie theaters about the whole Trolls?
Yeah. Troll World Tour. Yep.
It was over Trolls. It's not like over Fast and Furious. It was over Trolls. But they want to talk beef and all that stuff. That's fine. I forgot Eternals was this year.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see how they're going to market it, because your typical like IO9, your New York Times and the Vanity Fairs, they're marketing it a certain way that I'm curious how that's going to play out with people that are that's going to culture shock them, is the best way to put it. So I'm curious if this is actually probably the Eternals is probably in their favor that they push that one back.
Is Dune even on this list? I don't even see it.
Ooh.
Dune is not on this list, and it was slated to go in the holiday time frame, and I was really looking forward to that.
There was a lot of publicity over Dune in terms of
Yeah.
they were doing the marketing push.
Yeah, I
Was
mean,
Was it Vogue or Vanity Fair did the marketing push on that?
Entertainment Weekly had a lot of pictures, like initial pictures, like it could have been a Vanity Fair. I don't know who's going in and buying magazines anymore. I don't know. Like, but I mean, that's actually a miss on this list. That I'm shocked that
because that's supposed to be the next big thing.
Yeah, I mean it's only the first half of the film, so first half of the first book.
Yeah, Candyman. They were, redoing.
They totally rebooted the Candyman. Are you freaking kidding me?
But September, actually, this probably would make more sense to do it in October.
Right?
Halloween. You might as well just do it Halloween.
You need a Halloween movie.
And I forgot about this one, the Batman.
Oh, the other interesting one was Artemis Fowl. So I really do think that Disney is doing some sort of test. That is actually coming out on Disney Plus now. So I keep seeing commercials for it actually. So I forgot that it was supposed to be a theatrical release, but it's actually going to be on Disney Plus now. So that one's an interesting one as well. It's like a test. This is honestly like Onward. Like this is their test for certain movies, pushing certain movies onto the Plus platform while still maintaining the whole, the whole movie cinematic thing. But yeah.
So, serious. I think this was a topic that we wanted to ask your opinion about.
Sure.
There was an article in the marketing push. I don't know if it was Vanity Fair or Vogue, but it was interviewing what's his face? Oh my gosh, I can't remember his face. Pattinson, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Robert
Pattinson. So they were interviewing him, and he said, "I did not work out. I refused to work out for the Batman, and I feel that I need to break the stereotypical male superhero body type." And I wanted to ask you, Sirius, will you believe a Batman who's thin and sparkly as Robert Pattinson?
I mean, he says he. Well, I mean, I will say that the training, like not just for Batman, but I'd imagine for Superman or any superhero movie, I can only imagine that the training regimen to stay in shape is crazy, and not just for the men, but for the women as well. Personally, I'm still looking forward to it. I mean, like when I first saw like the first looks with like him in the suit, I thought it looked kind of good. But I mean, in the end, they're just going to do what they want anyway. I mean, if he doesn't look that good, I mean, they can always CGI. I mean, if they could CGI fucking Henry Cavill's fucking facial hair in Justice League, I think they could do a little bit of work with Robert Pattinson in Justice League, especially when he's going to be in a fucking suit.
All you got to do is put abs on the bat suit. Which Batman was that a big controversy of? That
No, it was the nipples. The bat nipples.
Oh yeah, the nipples. You're right.
That was Batman Forever.
I forget what it was.
Was that the Val Kilmer or George Clooney one?
Yeah, there were nipples on the bat suit.
Yeah, let's face it. George Clooney does not have the greatest. I mean, does he have a gorgeous face? That's debatable to most people. But come on. I mean, you had fucking George Clooney. I mean, even Val Kilmer was debatable. And then Ben Affleck. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was a badass. But it's like, come on. It's like, well, why are we so worried about Robert Pattinson having the perfect quote unquote hashtag bat bod? You know what I mean? It's just stupid because, like I said, in the end, they're just going to do what they want via CGI. So, I mean, I'm not too worried about that. Okay. I just want to know what the story is going to be, and as opposed to if he ate at Subway versus freaking hummus and whatever shit that he has to eat to stay healthy.
Okay. I would have actually thought you would have came out harder on this one, but okay. If that's the case, I'm curious. This will be interesting, but again, that's next year, so we've got a Again, that's a perfect time is summer, and you're pushing this one out to October.
Yeah.
Oh man. But
Yeah.
I think
so. Again, I mean, what's interesting is I think you made a really good point. A lot of these movies are finished. They're not in post-production waiting to be edited. A lot of them are finished. So there is the capability of them to push it up, I think.
That's true.
The thing is, some of these really are not finished, like Eternals, because they're all, like, I just read another article on the rules and regulations of filming again. Like, one example is, typically when you're shooting on a set, there's a buffet that's laid out for everyone, just because, like, everybody's gotta eat, and they're not doing buffet style anymore. And that makes sense because, it's going to spread whatever it's going to spread. So more likely. So what I will say is there definitely are, like, I'm pretty sure Raya and the Last Dragon hasn't even been filmed yet. But since it's an animated film, the voice acting could be done from wherever.
I got to stop you though, Lumpia.
What?
This is probably going to steal the show.
Fuck David Copperfield.
No, it's not that David Copperfield, is it? Oh,
no,
God.
It's got to be the David Copperfield, right?
I was thinking it's David Copperfield.
Fuck
from
David
the book.
Copperfield.
I thought it was David Copperfield, like from the book, not the magician.
No, wait, what book? What book?
It better not be David Copperfield, the magician. Fuck that guy.
No. This is about.
Oh, I'll go off on him.
No, this is David Copperfield, like the book, like the Dickens book.
Good.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Good.
Hugh Laurie's in it. Dev Patel.
Oh, I like Hugh Laurie.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Oh, I could go off on David Copperfield, the magician.
The funny thing is, it's already been released in the UK. It was released on January 24th.
To be fair, I enjoyed David Copperfield as a young child in terms of his magic performance. So I have no problem with David Copperfield.
Oh God,
a young David Copperfield. Yeah, but now he's just a douche. He's a fucking douchebag.
What did he do?
No, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Here we go.
My very first time in Las Vegas, I was 21 years old. Perfect place to go on your 21st birthday. And I was with my family, and we were all deciding different things to see in Vegas because it was my first time. I'm not sure if it was theirs, but I ended up seeing two magic shows throughout the whole trip. One was Lance Burton at the Monte Carlo, fucking phenomenal, by the way. It was such a good show. And then David Copperfield. Like my dad had this hard on that say we have to go. Oh, if you saw Lance Burton, you have to go see David Copperfield. I'm like, yeah, I liked him back then, but so I think it was like about almost $100 a ticket, and it was supposed to be an hour show. I think it's like the typical run time for like a magic show. And literally the first 10 to 15 minutes of the fucking show, it was just a video montage of like all his accomplishments and everything. And then it's like, and then he did a couple good tricks, and then they went into another video. I'm like, what the fuck did I pay to see? It's like, I want to go back and watch Lance Burton.
Well, you probably were watching the personal history of David Copperfield.
Yeah, the personal history.
Yeah.
Truly, that's why
the way.
Oh my God! As soon as I saw that on the list, I'm like, do not tell me.
That totally hit a nerve.
Oh,
yeah, it sounded like he pissed in your milk or some shit.
Yeah.
That name.
Yeah, he pissed in my wallet. He fucking pissed in my wallet and $100 I had to throw away.
No, but Phan, you know what? You might be onto something. That movie may win an Oscar because there's
no. What's a movie that talks about how great Hollywood is? Like, let's quickly look at this. Is there something that like strokes Hollywood, like tickles them about the fact that they are so great? Where
Woman in the Window.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds like a Oscar winner. Woman
Let's
in the
see.
window.
Last
Honestly,
Night
I
in
wouldn't be surprised with No
Oh,
Time to
Last
Die.
Night in Soho. There you go.
What is it? Is it going to have mimosas for the candle scents or something like that?
Mimosas and citrus.
Yeah, that's what it was. I guess that would be it's either that or David Copperfield because it it would
Yeah.
literally be explosive for them to see something about how great they are.
Truly.
Yeah.
That being said, I think we can wrap it up from here. We hope that everyone enjoyed our quick review about movies as things open up. We hope everyone stays safe out there. Yeah, we'll see you all on the Sith side.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.